Hello, City of Passaic. Let me just hold on. Hello, City of Passaic, New Jersey. This is your Mayor, Hector Lora, and I am presently live from City Hall. I am joined in with our Passaic County Sheriff, Richard Berdnick, our Chief of our Fire Department, Patrick Trentacost, and our Chief of our Police Department, Louis Guzman. After conversations with our Passaic County Sheriff and understanding that there is a state of emergency for the state of New Jersey, our Passaic County Sheriff, who declared a state of emergency for our county, the City of Passaic has followed, along with many other municipalities in the county, to declare a state of emergency. The City of Passaic is presently in a state of emergency. Hola, Ciudad de Passaic, Nueva Jersey, su alcalde Hector Lora. Estoy aquí con nuestro sheriff del condado, Richard Berdnick, nuestro jefe de los bomberos, Chief Patrick Trentacost, y también el jefe de la policía, Luis Guzman. Le quiero dejar saber que el sheriff del condado ha declarado un estado de emergencia para el condado, igual como el gobernador declaró un estado de emergencia para el estado entero. Y yo como alcalde ha declarado un estado de emergencia en la ciudad de Passaic. Vamos a darle un aviso en inglés y al fin yo lo voy a traducir. We're going to give some information in English. I posted up some storm preparedness lists that I've worked on with obviously our chief of police, our fire chief, our business administrator, Rick Fernandez, our DPW, and many other departments, along with our sheriff. That's posted up so you can follow safety precautions that you should follow in terms of your home and just going around in a storm. Obviously, it is our desire that if it is not necessary, you stay off of the roads. Now, again, as I've stated and I've reiterated, our Passaic County Sheriff, who has declared a state of emergency, who's called every single municipality to make sure that if there are any resources, that all of our emergency departments have access to it, as he does every single year in every single storm or in an emergency. Sheriff, thank you so much for your leadership, for joining us. And if you can just share a little bit with the public in terms of anything that you want to let them know regarding this potential storm.
Yes, thank you very much, Mayor. And I want to commend not only, Chief Guzman, but Chief Trentacost as well as yourself for really being on top of this, declaring the state of emergency early, being prepared for what's going to come this evening. This is where we expect the worst of it. I am the Passaic County Sheriff and OEM coordinator for the county. I am currently at the EOC here that is open around the clock. With me are members of the Red Cross, members of our OEM team, the state police. And again, the resources that are available to the City of Passaic are, again, we've got equipment here. We've got signboards. We've got light trailers. We've got 2 5-ton trucks that are operational. Our scuba team is on standby with swift water rescue. So again, these are just a few of the assets, as well as sheriff's officers that can be deployed in an instant to the City of Passaic in the event that the river does have that flash flooding. But again, I just want to say in regards to the last storm, I think a lot of the work that you did, Mayor, for the infrastructure really has avoided a lot of that flooding. So again, a shout out to you for that, and I hope that's the case this time. But again, with the great expertise of both Chief Trentacost and Chief Guzman, the City of Passaic is in great hands, and know that we are there to assist you.
Now, Sheriff, you obviously have to respond throughout the entire county and all 16 municipalities. There are other municipalities that have declared state of emergencies. I know it would make your job a lot easier if residents, if they do not have to go out, best to stay home, considering there are other conditions or other situations that could occur, like loss of electricity. There's also fires and other emergencies that our emergency responders would have to go to, as well as there are ambulances on the road for medical emergencies. So I know that you are adamant, and you've shared with me always, that it's best for individuals to stay at home in times like this if they don't need to go out. And again, I want to thank you for your resources, understanding that you have to cover from West Milford, going down from Bloomingdale through Little Falls, Patterson, Passaic, Clifton, Pompton Lakes, Haledon, Hawthorne, all of the municipalities. Your sheriffs are doing a remarkable job. Thank you, and thank your entire department.
Thank you, Mayor. God bless you. And again, we're hoping that there are no injuries during this storm.
I know that one of the concerns that we have is potential rescues or evacuations. We've been monitoring the river since yesterday, and I know that you have specific equipment and vehicles that can be made available as well as contact. But I must make this clear to everyone. Our sheriff, Richard Berdnick, is not just a sheriff. He is the OEM, Office of Emergency Management Coordinator for the county. So he has direct lines to resources from the state and beyond if necessary. Thank you very much, Sheriff. Now with us, our Chief of the Fire Department, Patrick Trentacost. Chief, if there's anything that you would like to share with the community, precautions, concerns, and our staffing and our approach in terms of this storm.
Yes, Mayor, thank you very much. And I appreciate the opportunity here to put the word out, how important it is to take this storm as serious as we can. We have been preparing this for several days, as the mayor mentioned. Certainly, we're in conjunction with the OEM and the mayor's, the sheriff Berdnick's office with our resources. Currently, we are fully staffed. We have made sure that we have 2 operational boats are available to go. Our swift water rescue team, life jackets, ropes, everything has been checked for the past several days. We have backup generators. So we are prepared as a fire department to take care of any emergencies that will come about during the storm. Certainly, we have made numerous improvements in our drainage and parking areas. It's important that people understand it's what we do now is what gets us through the night. Certainly, we want to talk about generators. If we lose power and you happen to have a generator, it is not to be run in your house, in your basement. It must be 15 to 20 feet away from your building, well vented. We don't want any issues with people overcome with CO. No candles, please. Go out now, get your batteries, get flashlights, make sure your cell phones are charged. These are things we do for all major storms. It's good practices, and certainly we're here for the citizens of Passaic to respond immediately. We will be vigilant. We are on duty all night. I will be in my office all night. We'll be checking the rivers. We'll be checking the streams. I know the police will mention about road. We're precautionally closing roads. We are prepared for anything that comes our way. But what we need our citizens to understand, Mayor, is we do not want people out on the road. There'll be plenty of time to check out what happens throughout the night with the storm through media and the next day once it's safe. Do not drive through flooded roads. It puts yourself in jeopardy, your family in jeopardy, and it also puts the firefighters and police and all responders in jeopardy of their lives. But again, this is something we're ready for, Mayor, and we certainly are well prepared and well planned for anything that comes our way.
Thank you so very much, Chief Trentacost. Just to add a little bit, you mentioned not to utilize candles, and I think it's important that we explain that a bit to the community, because oftentimes when there's a loss of electricity and individuals aren't prepared with batteries or lights, they put candles up and they may be next to curtains. Because of strong winds, somebody may leave a window open. This may result in a fire. Understand that our resources become extremely strained during storms, and to try to get fire trucks out, especially when it's not necessary. Obviously, we want to respond to every emergency, but you can assist us greatly by taking these precautions and ensuring that our emergency responders can go to help needy people who need to be evacuated, go to flood-prone areas, or to keep the roads clear for ambulances to the hospital. Also, what the chief had shared about not going through barricades, and I know that our chief of police will share, because we closed the roads later on in the day, understanding that the schools were open for a full day and we didn't want to inconvenience parents to make sure they go straight home. But as of right now, we're starting to close down roads. I understand the temptation. I'll confess to you, there have been times where, especially before I was in office, I had considered, why is there a barricade? The street looks fine, I want to go around it. In a flash flood condition, you can end up stuck in the road within seconds. The rain can change immediately. There are certain areas near the brook, by the park, by Third Ward Memorial Park, and by the river, especially those homes in proximity to the river that we are concerned with, were those roads as well, by 10th Street, by 9th Street, by 8th Street. that can become flooded very quickly. And you may find one entrance where it's okay, but then find yourself stuck and unable to get out. And then we have to send emergency responders to go out and get you. Please respect the barricades. They are put up for a reason. Also, understand that there are other conditions that could occur, like blackouts, or individuals that have medical conditions and they're connected to certain medical devices, or those who have special needs or senior citizens. We have lists where we follow and we must respond, as well as respond to everything else that goes on in the city. DPW has gone around all day cleaning out the storm drains. We're doing everything that we can to mitigate any flooding conditions, but we need your assistance. We need your cooperation. Thank you so much, Chief. Chief Guzman, is there anything that you would like to add to the public? Thank you for
Yeah,
being
I
with us.
want to thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you, Sheriff, for being on this call, Chief Trentacost. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership. We met yesterday at 11 a.m. to discuss this storm. Something that we do anytime there is a possible major storm coming into town, snowstorm, wind, rain. So we prepare ourselves very much for this. As the mayor indicated, barricades are going to be going up in approximately 5 minutes. 4 o'clock, at the direction of the mayor, we're going to be shutting down about 10 areas, 11 areas, 12 areas in the city of Passaic that we find could be an issue with water or raising. As the mayor indicated, he didn't use the word, but I'll use it, flash floods. I mean, they happen in seconds, and you might be able to go into a certain area, but you won't be able to get out. And then what your instinct tells you is to get out of the car. That then becomes even worse because a car is much harder to move than a person. So that it becomes an issue. And to reiterate something that the fire chief said is just stay home. I mean, now if power goes out, you hopefully have flashlights and things of that sort to help you. But if those other issues occur, you should be a little bit prepared. This probably is not the first time that something like serious like this could occur, but we're prepared. We are prepared. Barricades are in the areas that they need to be, and we kept cops on extra duty here to help out in some trouble areas, and some of our specialized units have been directed to also help patrol in some trouble areas. So we're going to fasten our seatbelt and we're going to tend to any issues that might come up. I'm just looking at some of my notes here. And something the mayor hasn't mentioned, but he could probably expand on. We have special needs list. Anybody that had special needs, oxygen issues, that would be an issue if power goes out. We have that list. You might indicate to us if you want to check if you're there on that list. But we do have special needs lists throughout the city just in case power goes out, or we get a call to a certain location and we know right away this is a location that might need some extra care. But like I said, we talked about this yesterday. We started preparing for this yesterday, as we do for all possible storms that might occur. And again, to end, I want to thank the sheriff, the mayor, and the fire chief. Thank you very much, Mayor, for this opportunity.
A few things that we would like to add, and I've spoken again with our sheriff, our chief of fire, our chief of police, is if you're parked in areas that are prone to flooding, it would be best that you move your vehicle to high ground. Also, it's extremely important that you understand that the phones will be jammed. We're receiving a lot of calls. Please, if you have an emergency, a life-threatening emergency, or there's a crime, you call 911. But if you see a situation that is of great concern, maybe a tree is going to come down, you can call in Passaic, the general police number 973-365-3900 and let us know. Be cognizant of the fact that because we've had recent downpours and snowfall, that the ground is saturated already. So we are concerned of potential trees coming down that may affect certain electrical lines, as well as branches falling. See where you park your car. Be aware of where your things are. You may want to go into your backyard and ensure that things are tied down, or you're bringing things in they can easily blow away. A personal request that I have for you is if you have pets, please bring them in. Don't leave them outside. I know some people are tempted that you may have a doghouse or something. They have emotions, they get scared. Don't leave them out there with flooding conditions. It can get very, very concerning. The other thing that the police had shared, our police chief had already shared, in the closures of the streets, I've already posted up what streets are going to be closed. You can check online. We have a storm preparedness list that we have worked on. You can check right through it. So please go through and make sure that your devices are charged, that you have extra batteries at hand. And we have checked with the latest reports. The greatest impact of the storm is probably going to hit later at night. We are all hoping that this is not serious. We're all hoping that we're over-prepared, but we'd rather be over-prepared than to take anything for granted and lose a life. Your life is precious. What the chief had shared about cars, harder to move, I know it's tempting if you see someone stuck in a flood condition to run out and get them. Your very first response should be to call 911. Do not endanger yourself. You may create a condition where emergency responders now have to rescue multiple people. We have trained individuals. The sheriff has additional staff, the police have staff, fire have staff throughout the whole county. Emergency responders are ready to go. We want to thank them. I'll share with you also, if you have the opportunity, say thank you. Reach out when you see them, because on nights like this, when you're home with your families, they're out working in uniform, prepared, taking calls and going out in conditions that most of us want to avoid. So I want to thank them, obviously. And then I also want to let you know that we will be updating on our City Hall webpage additional information. So please follow us on the page. And then lastly, I know that we've been in communication with the superintendent of schools, Sandra Diodonet Montañez, along with the board president, Danny Rodriguez. If the storm goes beyond the night and the impact is let's say, for lack of a better description, so impactful that normal operations won't go, there will either be a delayed opening or school closure. We're not expecting it. We're hoping that after 2 a.m., everything goes to normal. Also want to let you know that after 4 o'clock or at 4 o'clock, the governor is giving a state of the state address. And then I believe at 5, there's a state of emergency. Is it 5 p.m. the state of emergency goes into effect? Or it's already into effect, the state? Chief?
Yeah, the state of emergency
I
for the
believe
state.
the governor may be addressing at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
The governor will be giving an address at 5 p.m. in case you want to view what's going on in the state. But here locally, from our county all the way to our city, our sheriff is on top of things. As OEM coordinator and sheriff, he's declared a state of emergency. He's reached out to me and multiple mayors all throughout the municipalities, as well as OEM officers in every single city. Our chief of the fire department has apparatuses ready. They have staff on call ready to respond. Hopefully it won't be necessary. We are ready to evacuate individuals. We have certain locations in order to receive individuals. So again, we are prepared, but no one can predict to the full extent of what direction a storm will go. We're hoping for the best. We're preparing for every scenario, but we need your help. If you stay off the roads, if you have batteries, if you're prepared, if you secured anything around your home that can blow away or windows, break a window, if you have everyone with you and if your devices are charged that you can reach out and call, then you have gone a long way to help out these remarkable professionals whose job it is to ensure the safety, well-being of all of the residents of our area. With that stated, I want to thank our sheriff. He has a lot of work to do, and I'm going to try to translate some of this in Spanish, but he is coordinating throughout the county. I also want to thank our chief of the fire department and our chief of the police. I just want to see if there were any questions. Let me see. Buenas tardes. Es importante que informe y habla claro. Yes, I'm gonna translate in Spanish. Thank you. Some people are requesting to have it put in Spanish. Are we supposed to evacuate if we live in Eastern Passaic, Ms. Elba Martinez? As of right now, we do not have an evacuation order going on. We do not. We are prepared. We understand that on the east side, where homes are in closest proximity to the river, there is a concern. We have been monitoring the river since yesterday. We're checking out the levels. I believe capacity is about 9 feet, Chief Trentacost,
Yeah.
around that much. If there is higher elevation, we have already met the chief of police, Luis Guzman. We have already met and have a plan in place with our local OEM directed by our county OEM coordinator, Sheriff Richard Berdnick, to evacuate individuals from those areas that are most prone to flooding. We have vehicles that are conducive for driving around in flood conditions. If the conditions become so concerning that you are trapped in your home, please do not leave. Call 911 so we can come get you. We cannot look for you in flood conditions in the middle of the night. It is easier for us to come to your home, go up to the highest point in your home, call emergency response, and we can come to you with appropriate vehicles and, if needed, boats. The chief of the fire department has utilized boats in the past on 8th Street to rescue individuals and bring them out. So we have equipment, we have the buildings in order to evacuate and bring people into safety, and we have the resources from our sheriff and locally. So no, as of right now, we do not have evacuation, but we have a state of emergency. So this is extremely important. I'm going to choose my words carefully, but I want to be as candid as possible. There are times during emergencies that you have individuals that take it upon themselves to go out because they purchased some kind of vehicle that they think can navigate in different conditions. Basically, a vigilante mentality. Please, I understand you have good intentions. Leave the rescuing and responding to the professionals, certified professionals. I understand you may respond or your retort will be, I have experience. Great. But these are the individuals who have been trained, who have taken sacred and solemn oaths to save and protect lives. You being out there, as much as you think you're helping, you're adding to the concern for these emergency responders. Please, everyone who is not an emergency responder, stay home if conditions become so extreme and allow those who are trained to go out and save lives. So that's what I wanted to add. But as of your question, no, we do not have an order to evacuate. And again, we will continue updating regarding the storm and hoping that that all of this was for naught, and that we end up tomorrow with everything great. Our prayers, our well wishes, our support go out to all the communities facing the storm, to some of our neighboring municipalities in the county. The sheriff took time to speak to us. When I was speaking to him earlier, he said, Mayor, I'm preparing for every single municipality. I have emergency, disaster, and state of emergency calls from every municipality. He was coordinating resources. So again, Sheriff, thank you so very much for being with us. Chief Trentacost, Chief Guzman, if you want to stay on, you can. If not, I'm going to translate some of this in Spanish, but you're free to go as it is, and I'm going to just translate the portions that you shared for those who don't speak English. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Residents said they love you guys. Thank you. Just wanted you to know that. All right.
Thank you. Be safe,
Thank you.
everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
City of Passaic, as I continue with this, I'm just going to translate a little bit in Spanish. Ciudad de Passaic, la quiero traducir un poco en español. Está hablando con el sheriff del condado, estaba hablando que él tiene recursos preparados para asistir a nuestra municipalidad, nuestra ciudad, igual como las otras 16 municipalidades del condado. Él es el coordinador de asuntos de emergencia para el condado, igual como es el sheriff. Él ha hablado con nuestro policía y nuestro jefe de bomberos, nuestro jefe de policía, para coordinar. Ellos tienen personas listos para responder si tenemos que evacuar a personas. Es mi deseo, igual como ellos, que nada ocurre, que ojalá que además venga un poco de lluvia y no pase nada. Eso es nuestro deseo, lo que esperamos, pero estamos preparando para cada condición posible. Nuestro sheriff del condado habló que vamos a tener que cerrar algunas calles del condado si se bajan en inundación, pero está preparado para ayudar. Nuestro jefe de los bomberos recordó que si hay pérdida de luz, por favor, no prendan generadores adentro o una planta adentro de la casa, porque los humos o lo que sale de ahí puede ser tóxico. Debe tener 15 pies aparte de la casa. Chief, you said about 15 feet away from the home for a generator?
A minimum 15 feet away.
al mínimo 15 pies de la casa. Si hay pérdida de electricidad, por favor no prendan velas. Muchas veces la persona sin pensar prende una vela y cuando hay cortinas o hay viento, así es que ocurre incendios. Tenemos que entender que los bomberos, los policías, los sheriffs tienen que responder a emergencias que ocurren por todo lado, emergencias médicos, emergencias de incendio, emergencias de crimen, y es tan importante que el pueblo ayude y asiste en hacer lo que es correcto. Aseguren que están cargando sus teléfonos o sus computadoras, sus laptops, que por favor tengan baterías listas, que si no tienen que salir, no salgan afuera, no es necesario, y no queremos tener que rescatar personas que salieron cuando no era necesario. Por favor, entiendan que ahora mismo además está lloviendo, pero estamos recibiendo reportes que en la noche y en la medianoche se va a poner muy serio. Ojalá que no, pero queremos estar preparados. También le comparto, por favor, si tienen mascotas, éntrenlo en la casa, no lo dejen afuera, que es muy peligroso, esos perritos, esos animales, los gatos. En inundación es muy peligroso, pero también ellos tienen emociones y ellos le dan mucho temor. So, tráelo adentro para el día. Nuestro jefe de la policía, él compartió que hay personas en la lista con necesidades especiales, personas con necesidades médicas que nosotros chequeamos, pero si tú no estás en la lista, tú puedes llamar a la policía para que te puedan poner en esa lista. Si tiene pérdida de electricidad, si hay problemas en la tormenta donde hay inundación, por favor, no salga corriendo entre la agua. Ahora, si hay un incendio, salga de la casa de una vez. Pero si es inundación, puedes subir altamente y llamar a la policía que vengan a recogerte. Ahora, si hay posibilidad de salir y llegar a un sitio seguro, está bien. Pero por favor, si ven que las condiciones están tan peligrosas afuera, no debe estar afuera. Llama a 911. Ahora, si hay una condición que ocurre que no es una emergencia o un crimen, o si no hay preocupación de pérdida de vida, pero hay preocupación, llama al teléfono 973-365-3900, que es un teléfono directo para la policía, pero no para emergencia. Quizá lo que probablemente puede llegar a ser una emergencia, como si algo se va a caer. Otra vez, nosotros vamos a estar trabajando duro la noche entera. La policía está cerrando carretera y calles, comenzando a las 4 de la tarde, por diferentes áreas en la ciudad. Ya yo puse la lista de diferentes calles que vamos a estar cerrando y que vamos a estar vigilando. Calles como en la Benson, por el parque, por el River Drive, por la calle South Street, la calle 10 y la Passaic Street y Dundee Island, todas estas áreas que nosotros reconocemos que son áreas que probablemente podemos experimentar o ver inundación. Por favor, quédense en la casa si no es necesario. Aunque se ve bien en la carretera, en algunas áreas donde está bloqueado, no pase las barricadas. Por favor, no pase, porque eso puede causar un peligro y tú puedes llegar a un sitio donde no puedes salir. Si tú estás en tu carro y te encuentras abajo de agua y está muy alto el agua, es más seguro llamar a la policía que vengan a buscarte que salir, porque si tú sales y hay mucha agua, ese corriente te puede llevar y puede causar más peligro. Es más difícil que la agua mueva un carro, como dijo nuestro jefe de la policía, Luis Guzman, que la agua mueva una persona. Con eso compartido, voy a compartir información en español para todos y les recuerdo que estamos aquí para servirles. Oramos por ustedes, los queremos mucho, pero queremos ver que todos los niños y familias lleguen bien a la casa y que todo salga bien mañana. También les recuerdo que hablé con la superintendente de la escuela, Sandra Diodonet Montañez, igual como el presidente de la Junta de Educación, Luis Rodríguez, y si la tormenta sigue en la noche y causa problemas en la mañana, quizá van a dilatar el abrimiento o la apertura de escuela mañana, o pueden cancelar, pero ahora mismo no hay orden, todo va normal y no hay orden de evacuación o evacuando. Y le quiero dar las gracias a ustedes que ayudaron a limpiar las alcantarillas o los drenajes de tormentas para mantenerlo limpio, porque eso puede ayudar mucho en la tormenta en tema de inundación. I think that's everything. Chief Trentacost, was my Spanish okay?
Very good.
All right, Chief has been teaching me Spanish, so I'm working on it. He said Italian and Spanish is so similar that he's been teaching me how to speak and pronounce things correctly. All right, Chief Guzman, obviously extend, along with Chief Trentacost, our appreciation for all of the staff that are working, that are on call, because obviously they become so important. We consider apparatuses, boats, trucks, rescue vehicles, but the most important resource that we have are those human resources, those individuals in the uniforms that go out and respond to save lives, and we thank them. And again, I know that the governor, I believe he's giving his report now. He may be speaking now, and he will be, I think, addressing the emergency throughout this hour. All right, I don't believe I have any more questions. I'll see if we do. And if we don't have any more questions, then I want to thank all of you. Edgar Mato said, salute to the chief of fire and police. Thank you, guys. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, chief.
Thank you, guys. Be safe.
Bye.